Christ of the Vedas, a critical perspective in search of the truth, the way, and the life.
When we examine the world history and the Jewish history, we can notice that the Jews were expecting a deliverer
Who would deliver them from all forms of bondages. The Jewish historian Josephus Flavius has recorded in his writings. Similarly, the Greeks expected the arrival of a national sage. The father of Greek philosophy, Socrates, wrote to his disciple Alcibiades, "Wait for a national sage who will teach everyone how to behave in front of God and human beings." During the reign of the Roman Emperor Vespasian, a Roman historian wrote that the people of the East were overwhelmingly influenced by a belief that one who comes from the Judean province will rule the world. The same thought has been confirmed by the Roman historian Tacitus in his book Historia. The Chinese philosopher who lived between 551 to 479 BC states, "The Holy One has to come down from heaven. He knows all things. He will have power over earth and heaven." It is in the context of this historical background I try to make a search for the ultimate truth in the Hindu spiritual text which has its origin in the Vedas. They are Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Samaveda, and Atharveda. The 10th mandala, or part of the Rig Veda, chapter 121, verse 10 says, "Prajapati, the Lord of life, Lord of creatures, and Lord of creation." This understanding of the Creator made man to cry unto him, as it is written in Bruhat Aranyaka Upanishad, part 1, chapter 3, verses 28, saying,
असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा मृतं गमय। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति।
which means, "From untruth lead me to the truth, from darkness lead me to light, from death lead me to eternal life." Rig Veda presents Prajapati as the sacrificial victim or sacrificial Purusha who removes the bondage of sin through his being sacrificed as a sacrifice. In other words, Prajapati's self-sacrifice becomes the source that has the power to deliver human beings from all forms of bondages of untruth, darkness, and death. In the Hindu religious tradition, if the sacrifice offered to God has to be perfect, the sacrificial victim must fulfill 10 characteristics. These characteristics are attributed to Prajapati, who sacrificed himself as the sacrifice. Let us see these in 10 characteristics of the sacrificial victim as given in Rig Veda. Number 1. Sacrificial Purusha should be without blemish, which means Nishkalanga Purusha. Number 2. The sacrificial Purusha has to be separated from others by placing a bush of thorns. Number 3. The sacrificial Purusha has to be rejected by his own people. In Itaraya Brahmana chapter 2, verse 16, it is written that the sacrificial animal should be rejected by its father, mother, brother, sisters, and friends. Number 4. The Yajna Purusha has to suffer silently. Rig Veda 5:46:1 says, "Like a horse I have yoked myself, well knowing to the pole. I seek neither release nor turning back. Number 5. The sacrificial Purusha has to be tied to a post. This pillar is called Upastambha, the sacrificial pillar, which has now become a flag post. Number 6. The blood of the sacrificial Purusha has to be shed. Bruhad Aranyaka Upanishad 3.9.28.2 says,
Tvacha ivasya ruthiram prasyandi tvacha utpadaha tasmad anuranat pareti aso vrikshadi vahattat.
This means as the sap comes out of the cut of the tree, blood comes out of the sacrificial Purusha who is cut. Number 7. The sacrificed animal's bones should not be broken. In Itaraya Brahmana, chapter 2:6, it says that the sacrifice separates the 26 ribs of the animal without breaking them. Number 8. The sacrificed Purusha should return to life on its own. Number 9. The flesh of the sacrificed Purusha be eaten by his saints. In Satpata Brahmana 5.1.1.2, we find that the Prajapati gave himself up to them. Thus, the sacrifice become theirs. And indeed, the sacrifice is the food of the gods, which means saints. Number 10.
The sacrifice is for all. Through that sacrifice, the Purusha Prajapati offered everything that he had, including the Rig, Sama, Yajur, Vedas and the Chandas, sacred writings.
None of the religious texts in the whole universe except the Holy Bible fulfills all these 10 characteristics of the sacrificial victim mentioned in the Rig Veda. So anyone who makes a comparative study of the Bible and the Hindu scriptures is compelled to conclude that this Purusha Prajapati was shown as a perfect sacrifice and the perfect sacrificial victim who has the power to deliver human beings from the bondages of untruth, darkness, and death is none other than Jesus Christ, in whom all these 10 characteristics are fully fulfilled.